Well, welcome back to Steve Robb Reviews. Today we're going to review an idea of me mounting this digital electronic deer feeder to the bottom of this barrel. And guys, it looks like it's pretty straightforward. The instructions here, just has it mounted at the bottom here of a bucket. I'm using these blue barrels that I've had for about 5 years now. And I'm going to show you the barrel. I got to do some modifications to it. But I think it's going to be a great idea. And I'm going to hang these up. I'll get to that at the end here. But first of all, let's get started to show you exactly what this barrel looks like and what I got planned to do. Well, there's the bottom of the barrel there. And you can see I just use plumbing fittings and some white plastic PCV. So I made it so it's standing up. And it was terrific. It worked great. I never had no problems with it, and I've got it bolted in 3 sections all the way around. Oh, if you're wondering what all these marks are here, that's bears. And yeah, here's some more bear marks here. So I'm going to have to modify that so I can get that electronic spinner on the bottom there. And the lid here, well, it just comes off nice. There's a nice little spot here where you just unhook it, and you could, I just use corn in there, just a whole corn. So let's get to it and let's start deconstructing this to make it work with this right here. And that's the inside there, so you have to cut a hole to make this available for the corn to go down in there. And then this little spinner here just spins, and underneath here is where you take that cap off and you can make all the adjustment settings right there. Okay, so the first thing I figured I was going to do is take out this 2 cross supports here, because I'm not going to need them. And I think the best thing is to leave these legs maybe on. I don't know if you can visualize this, but I'm thinking that, just in transporting this, when I mount this on the bottom here, if I leave some legs on just a bit, it'll probably, help from the unit getting damaged on the bottom maybe. But I can see already it's starting to become more flimsy without that there. So, see if I can get these last 2 out. These screws are coming out. They're 5 years old and they look like brand new. There we go. Okay, so you can probably look in the bottom there and you can see that this is, I got a plug in here. So I'm going to have to take that plug out. Now bring it back, see what I'm going to do with these legs. Okay, I was looking at this all over again, and you know what? I'm going to just transport these things on the top so they'll protect the spinner, and I think that should be fine. And you know what? These legs, they're just going to get in the way, and of course when the spinner goes around, it's just going to hit the legs in the first place, so I might as well just cut them off. So I'll cut one off right here. I'll finish cutting the rest off here. I'll get back and we'll see about taking this plug out, because that's a hunk of plastic in there I put in with some PL Premium, and I'm not too sure if it's coming out, but we'll take a look at that and take a look at plugging the other end too and see exactly how we can do that. Okay, so when I first built this, and it worked great, I have the holes in the bottom here, and the whole idea was that if there was any moisture or rain, it could come through here, if it happened to get into here, and that worked great. But you could see I got our PL Premium in there pretty good, and this is a hunk of plastic in there. So let's just cover this one up first and see how we make out with that. Well, this is the idea I come up with. I've got these small little brackets here. And you know what? Just cut up a board, stick it on top, and that'll cover up this end here. So let's mount this first. Now I'm just using some sheet metal screws, and hopefully they actually go in and don't crack and split and everything else. Let's see. No, that goes in nice. Okay, I'll finish putting the that in, and then we'll work on this end right here. Okay, so this is what I decided to do. I drilled a hole right here, and you can see I put a mark there, hopefully. And on the back side of here, I drilled a hole, marked it in the center. Now I'm just going to use a regular piece of rod, stick it in there, slide this over top, and that'll make me a nice center, well, as close as you need on this, right? I'll just draw around here. Then I can put my 3 legs on the inside and drill this hole out before I put it on, and that'll be the mounting base for the electronic spinner. So let's see how that works out next. Okay, so this is the idea I got here. On the bottom, I decided to go with 4 of them little brackets, and of course you have to have them offset so you can actually put the screws in without getting in your way here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill the hole here first, and then I'll drill this one here, and then we'll mount it. So let's see if this little drill here can go through that plastic. Okay, I think it's good. Wow! It's getting gummy, I think. There we go. Okay, so there's the hole, and this is a 2 1/4 inch hole that they want drilled in here. So I'll drill this, and then I'll come back and we'll take a look and see what he done here. Well, I think that's kind of pretty well do it right there. You can see I just drilled the 2 holes there. And I think what we'll do now is I'm thinking these 3 legs I'm going to use to incorporate with lifting this thing way off the ground so the bears don't get to it. So let's put it up on the sawhorses there and see what we got planned for that. Okay, that's what I come up with. Just one of these doohickeys here. I got a lot of these. And guys, I'm using some real screws. You know, some wood screws. Them deck screws, guys, I tell you what. Them deck screws, they're not working out too good for me. For sure, I think I'd snap the heads right off them with 150 pounds of corn in here. So I'm going with a real screw. Yeah, I think this should work out okay. And I've just measured over roughly in the center of one of these bolts here. I just went 9 inches down all the way around. And I think we'll just, you don't got to be too accurate on it. That should do it there. So I've done the other 2 as well. I'll stand her up, I'll let you have a take a look at it, and I'll give you my idea of what's going on. But we got to mount it to the bottom there, and that should be real easy, so let's do that next. Okay, this Moultrie all-in-one feeder here, see if I can get you there you go. It's got these adjustable legs here, they move back and forth, and all I do is just line it up on here. And it comes with the bolts, the washers, and everything. It's just as easy as just putting it in like that. Then I'll put the nuts on the back side. We'll tighten her up, and let's see what the next part will be. Okay, guys, Plan B. Them screws, they didn't quite go all the way through the 3/4 inch plywood, so I had to use my own. And I'll just tighten these up here. Now this is plastic, you don't want to go crazy on it or anything. And okay, so let's take a look at it and let's see how this is going to work out and how I'm going to get this up in a tree. Okay, so I got it all mounted. Guys, this is pretty easy to put on, and you can see this is the little spinner down the bottom here that turns it. And you can adjust it for how many seconds you want it to spin and that kind of stuff. I'm going to have to figure that out on my own. And but I got to get this up high so the bears don't get at it. If I think about it, I'll put a link down below, and you can take a look and see what happens when you put one of these barrels on the ground. Well, the bear did some pretty weird damage, and it must be one sick bear because he almost ate this whole barrel. I'll put a link down below, see if I can find that vid for you. But yeah, I'm figuring I got this on 3 sides, these hooks, and I'm going to raise it up. And I seen some people, what they do is they put cable across 2 trees, and then they put a block and tackle and raise it off the ground and all that. Guys, I got an idea where I'm just going to use 1 tree and a little bit of wood and get this thing off the ground where a bear can't get to it. And I think it's a lot better idea. I haven't seen it done before. And so stay tuned because I'm going to have that coming up in the future too. But for now, this is pretty well done. I got another one out beside my shop here. I'm going to do that one next. And we're going to see how this works. So thanks for joining me here today. And if you've never seen this channel before, well, you're welcome to look at more in the future. So you guys take care. I'm going to finish up the other one. And hopefully this idea pans out. I've had a lot of ideas that didn't quite pan out, guys. So let's see. Take care now. Cheers.